What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Playverse Gaming. Today, we're diving headfirst into the world of first-person shooters, but not just any shooters. I'm talking about 10 new FPS games dropping in 2025 and 2026 that are guaranteed to blow your mind. From jaw-dropping visuals and insane gunplay to futuristic settings and gritty war zones, these games are going to push the genre to the next level. So grab your headset, adjust your aim, and let's check out the shooters that will dominate your playlists for years to come.
Atomic Heart 2. The first Atomic Heart was already a mind-bending mix of Soviet retrofuturism, crazy robots, and surreal horror. Now Atomic Heart 2 promises to take everything to a whole new level. Expect even more bizarre weapon designs, jaw-dropping powers from the polymer glove, and an expanded open world filled with even deadlier machines. The developers have teased massive biome expansions, with environments ranging from frozen wastelands to neon-drenched labs straight out of a fever dream. Combat will be faster and more brutal, with smarter AI and unpredictable boss fights that feel like twisted mechanical nightmares. The narrative is said to go deeper into conspiracy and alternate history, forcing players to question every choice they make. If you thought the first game was weird and wild, Atomic Heart 2 is aiming to be straight up unforgettable, and yes, even scarier.
Hell Let Loose Vietnam. The realistic, squad-based WW2 shooter Hell Let Loose is officially heading to Vietnam, and it's already looking incredible. This spin-off takes the hardcore tactical gameplay the series is known for and places it in the dense jungles, muddy rivers, and urban war zones of the Vietnam conflict. Expect authentic weaponry like M16s, AK-47s, flamethrowers, and even era-specific vehicles such as Huey helicopters and armored patrol boats. Teamwork will be more critical than ever, with asymmetric gameplay between US forces and the Viet Cong. Imagine setting ambushes in thick foliage, crawling through tunnels, and surviving intense firefights that can change in an instant. Unlike arcade shooters, every bullet counts, and one mistake can mean death for your whole squad. If you're looking for the most authentic Vietnam FPS experience, Hell Let Loose Vietnam will absolutely deliver.
Galipolli. Few shooters tackle the forgotten battlefields of World War I, but Galipolli is here to change that. This game focuses on one of the most brutal campaigns of the Great War, recreating the beaches, trenches, and cliffs of the Gallipoli Peninsula with stunning attention to detail. Players will experience both sides of the conflict, the Anzac forces storming the shores and the Ottoman Empire defending their homeland. Combat is slow, gritty, and visceral, with bolt-action rifles, bayonets, and artillery barrages creating an atmosphere of pure chaos. Expect huge multiplayer battles with shifting objectives where survival feels like an accomplishment in itself. It's not just about shooting. It's about endurance, strategy, and the sheer human will to survive. This is shaping up to be one of the most intense WW1 shooters ever created.
Spectrum is an upcoming sci-fi FPS that blends fast-paced shooting with neon-soaked cyberpunk aesthetics. Imagine a world where you're not just fighting with guns, but also bending light and color to your advantage. Spectrum's core mechanic revolves around light manipulation, shifting between red, blue, and green spectrums to reveal enemies, unlock pathways, or unleash devastating attacks. Combat looks absolutely frantic with wall running, parkour, and flashy futuristic weapons that reward quick reflexes. The story dives into a dystopian city controlled by an AI regime, and you play as a rogue agent fighting to free humanity. It feels like a mix of Doom Eternal's speed and Mirror's Edge's agility, all wrapped in a Tron-like aesthetic. If you love stylish, high-octane shooters, Spectrum is going to hit all the right notes.
Who's there?
We're under attack!
Damn it.
Is a direct assault together with a squad. Here, the best
Forest Reigns is an FPS where nature itself is both your weapon and your enemy. It's set in a post-apocalyptic Earth where humanity has regressed into tribal warfare. Players use makeshift weapons like bone rifles, wooden crossbows, and even bioorganic tools grown from mutated plants. But here's the twist. The forest is alive, reacting to your actions. Shoot too much, and hostile wildlife will track you down. Use stealth, and the ecosystem might aid your survival. The game mixes survival elements with tactical FPS gameplay, forcing players to adapt to an ever-changing natural world. Dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and evolving flora and fauna mean no two encounters play the same way. If you've been craving something fresh in the FPS scene, Forest Reigns could be the sleeper hit of 2025.
Alien Rogue Incursion Evolved Edition. The Alien franchise is returning in full force with Rogue Incursion Evolved Edition, and this time it's going all in on the horror FPS hybrid formula. Expect claustrophobic corridors, cutting-edge visuals, and AI-driven xenomorphs that learn from your strategies. This isn't about mowing down endless aliens, it's about surviving when you're outnumbered, outgunned, and hunted. Weapons are scarce, tension is sky high, and the atmosphere is dripping with dread. The Evolved Edition promises new campaign missions, VR integration, and even a multiplayer survival mode where one player controls the alien. If you've ever wanted to experience true terror in FPS form, Rogue Incursion is going to be the game that keeps you checking over your shoulder at night.
Borderlands 4. The king of looter shooters is back. Borderlands 4 is promising the biggest and boldest entry yet, expanding the chaotic universe with new planets, wilder weapons, and even more insane humor. Expect billions of procedurally generated guns, but also deeper customization for Vault Hunters with new skill trees and class synergies that encourage creative team play. The art style is sharper, the environment's more varied, and the enemies even crazier. Story-wise, Gearbox is teasing a darker, more dramatic twist alongside the usual over-the-top comedy. Multiplayer is smoother than ever with seamless drop-in co-op and massive raid-style boss battles. If you've ever loved Borderlands, number 4 might just be the ultimate evolution of the franchise. War Mechanic is one of the most unique FPS concepts coming up. Instead of just shooting, you're constantly building, repairing, and modifying your weapons and vehicles in real time. Imagine taking cover during a firefight, only to slap together a machine gun turret from scrap parts, or welding armor onto your Jeep while under enemy fire. The game mixes fast-paced combat with engineering creativity, making every battle feel unpredictable. You can dismantle enemy tech, repurpose it, and create entirely new tools of destruction mid-battle. Multiplayer modes will push players to work together, combining firepower with ingenuity. This is the kind of game that could change how we think about FPS gameplay entirely.
All right now, you sons of bitches, you know how I feel. I'll be proud to lead you wonderful guys in battle anytime, anywhere.
Marathon. Bungie, the legendary studio behind Halo and Destiny, is rebooting Marathon, and fans are already hyped. This isn't just a simple remake, it's a full reimagining of the cult classic, blending deep lore with modern FPS mechanics. Set in a mysterious sci-fi universe, players take on the role of cybernetic mercenaries called Runners, exploring derelict alien structures and uncovering secrets hidden for centuries. Expect Bungie's signature tight gunplay, but with a greater emphasis on exploration, atmospheric storytelling, and cooperative missions. Marathon is also leaning into PvPvE gameplay, where other squads might appear mid-mission, forcing you to fight or form uneasy alliances. Eggspedition. Don't let the silly name fool you. Eggspedition might be one of the most creative FPS games in years. You play as an armored soldier inside a giant mech egg suit, exploring alien planets filled with bizarre enemies and unpredictable hazards. The game mixes humor with genuinely deep mechanics, letting players crack open their egg suit to customize weapons, mobility, and even biological enhancements. Combat is fast and quirky, with enemies ranging from goo monsters to rival egg pilots. The developers are clearly leaning into satire, but beneath the jokes lies a surprisingly rich shooter with tons of replayability. If you're tired of overly serious FPS games, Eggspedition is the weird, fun, and shockingly addictive game you didn't know you needed.
And there you have it, 10 brand new FPS games dropping in 2025 and 2026 that are about to shock the genre. From gritty war simulations and horror survival nightmares to neon cyberpunk worlds and even mech egg chaos, there's something here for every type of shooter fan. Which one blew your mind the most? Drop your pick in the comments, let's talk about it. If you had fun hanging out with me today, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to Playverse Gaming, and hit the bell so you never miss out on the latest in gaming. Until next time, keep your aim sharp, and I'll see you in the next one.